High level, man. Let's just talk holdouts real quick, not too long, but let's talk about Gordon and Zeke, man. What do you think about the Zeke thing? This, to me, it's getting a little bit out of hand, a little bit dumber than it should be. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's getting a little dumber as well. It's also getting a little bit weird. I mean, Jerry Jones, I don't think he likes it at all, okay? And I think not that he should like it, but I think he really dislikes what's happening.
Yeah.
And he keeps coming on and with a mic in his face and a camera in his face, and he ends up saying some weird stuff, almost in an attempt to play it off like, oh, this is business, we've been here before, everything is fine. I don't know. I can't remember while we're talking right now what he said the other day, but he made some bizarre analogy.
The analogy, I don't remember, but what I do remember the analogy. It was weird. It was almost like Ursay,
It was like a car accident analogy or something. If you're in the car and you get your hand amputated, I swear to God, that's what it was.
It was a hand.
Like
bleed out. You got to tie a tourniquet and bleed something.
Yes, that was it. And it was like, what am I listening to? This is weird, and it doesn't make any sense. And I think he's acting that way personally. It's just my opinion.
Yep.
Because he really, really dislikes answering these questions. He wished Zeke's butt was at camp.
Yeah.
But he does not want to pay him when he doesn't think he should, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. Something happened, right? Because at the beginning of training camp, things were just kind of plodding along like the typical holdout, right? Where it's just like, this side is like being quiet, the outside saying, well, we got some good running backs behind us, blah, blah, blah. And then like in the last like maybe week and a half-ish, it's gotten contentious where like now you don't really hear, or I haven't lately heard a lot of Steve Jones comments. I hear a lot of Jerry Jones, which to me seems like Jerry told Steve, "Hey, I'm taking control." That like it seems like Jerry had enough, and I think it came back from like when Jerry made the Zeke who kind of joke, and his camp came out and said it was super disrespectful, and he came out like I think I might have seen it on NFL Network, or I don't remember where I saw it, but basically Jones is just like, I've earned the right to make a joke. Let's get that clear. I earned the right.
Okay, well that yes, I saw that. But that was in reference to when he said Zeke who, is it not?
Right.
That dude was not good, and I don't think that was cool at all. What about you?
I didn't
Zeke
care.
who, man? That's BS. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, but I saw the clip. I was just like, because it was a kind of the end of the thing. Just like, oh, Zeke who, almost like making light of like, oh, what's the why is Zeke in the news kind of thing. I didn't care about it, but I thought it was like overreact.
Like he was just being ironic.
Yeah, like he was just being ironic. It was a big deal. It was ironic.
He is a big deal. Okay, he was trying to be ironic and not.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Zeke who, snarky.
He wasn't being snarky. He was being ironic. But if you read it in print or something, I could see that. I could see that side of it. But having watched the clip, it's just like it was just an end of the.
Okay, I can see that angle.
It was like the last. It was the last question of the interview, and he was just really making light of this really, this really.
And I can get that point of view, and I think you may be right with that. But that proves the original point I made is that he is not comfortable with the thing at all.
No, he's not. Yeah, and it's getting worse.
He's trying to act like he knows what's up, and this is business, but he is not feeling this one bit.
No, and the Jalen Smith signing was almost like a nut kick. Yeah,
And that was also a little bizarre. The two of them up on that podium. Did you see that, Sean?
I did,
you know what I'm talking about?
I did see it, and he's just like, "There's less pie. There's less pie."
It was like the whole thing is just getting so weird, and
man.
It's personal, but it's not, and it's.
You know what we should do? One of the shows, just spitballing here. One of the shows that we should do is like a Saved by the Bell type drama, but where all the characters are NFL billionaires. Uh-huh. You got Bob Kraft getting handies at it's like he gets suspended from school. Like Belding comes in. I bet we can probably get the real Belding in on this show too, because he's not doing anything else anymore.
That is true. Good point. Whatever happened to Handy Kraft, man? Is he suspended at all?
Man. No, I actually think the last I heard about that, they had a really good case. His camp had a really good case about getting the charges thrown out. There was some. I think
of course they do. He's worth $1 billion.
Yeah, I know, but no, it wasn't even like billionaire lawyering. It was like lawyering that maybe you could even afford, or I could even afford. It was like the cops, like the way that they executed the sting. I think forgive me because I might be completely misrepresenting this, but it was something like the footage that they captured was captured from a technically illegal Sista or whatever it is, but I think the odds are pretty good that it'll be thrown out and swept under the rug for Mr. Kraft. So we'll see.
Yeah, I would assume that would happen.
Yeah. And let's see. The Zeke thing, I thought all along that Zeke would get back into camp because Dallas, in my opinion, can't win a Super Bowl. And Tony Pollard, look, I watched the preseason 2 stuff. You can hear it on the other clip. I'm sure we'll probably have the videos linked and all that on YouTube. You can also find it on the podcast, Apple Podcasts. It's called The Functional Sportsaholic. But yeah, look, Pollard is a good running back. He looked okay, but let's keep in mind that Tony Pollard was the backup running back at Memphis last year, okay? Sure. This is Zeke we're talking about. Zeke opens the Super Bowl window.
Zeke is good. Zeke is a very, very good running back. I will give you that 100%. And with him, they're obviously better than without.
Yep. So by the end of the season, I think this gets done. But with this kind of bitchiness going back and forth, it's only going to extend this holdout. And, this might be a situation where Zeke comes back at week 9, like just to get his league year in. I don't like it. And then Gordon on the other side, as we've talked about, Brad, if I'm the Chargers GM, I don't see why I pay Gordon. Like Eckler to me can be as good. We talked about this last week, so I don't have to go too far into this. Eckler to me can have the same kind of impact that James Conner did last year in Pittsburgh when Bell held out. And so Gordon, that's why I think he's asked for the trade. I think he knows that the Chargers won't pay him. That one could go until week 9 as well, just so he gets his league year in. I'm worried about that one, more so from a fantasy point of view. But listen, everybody, if you draft Zeke, make sure you draft Pollard as a handcuff. If you draft Gordon, make sure you draft Eckler as a handcuff. Even if you don't draft Gordon, it's good to have Eckler because I think he could be the long-term starter there because I really do think Gordon ends up traded. I just don't think the contract situation is going to work out the way he wants to. Or he'll leave in free agency or something like that. But
he may leave. I mean, the problem is Chargers and Cowboys, their situation is apples and oranges because Rivers is the type of quarterback that can actually lead a team, right?
Yep.
And Dallas, so far, that's not Dak Prescott.
So far,
possibly he gets there, but we've seen 3-4 years of him already.
Yeah, I mean, his like if you look at depending on what statistics you look at. Dak looks impressive, or you could use those statistics and make the argument. You could say, games with Zeke, without Zeke. You can basically make the statistics for Dak look any way you want. Whereas if you look at the statistics for like a Tom Brady, right, apples and oranges there, or Phillip Rivers, let's just say. If you look at the statistics for Phillip Rivers, they always line up. Hey, that's good. So Dak to me, look, he's going to get paid. He's going to get his money, sure. But you and I agree, Brad. Like he's not a guy like that can throw the Cowboys on his back and win the Super Bowl. I think they need Zeke there, and I think they're a very real Super Bowl threat this year with Zeke in. Right. So that's why I think even with the bitchiness, it has to get done at some point.
Sorry, Sean, go ahead.
No, you go.
So the difference between Prescott and, let's say, Phillip Rivers is if Phillip Rivers is the type of quarterback, if he had to throw for 420 yards and for 4 touchdowns to win, he is going to do that.
Yep.
And you don't know if you can get that from Dak. It's just like it's not his game. He's more of a manager, and he's a good one.
He is.
He's a very good one, but is he going to be able to, bring him back from 21 points down with 1.5 quarters left? But Rivers could absolutely do it.
Sure.
Brees could absolutely do it. And even if you're up 3 touchdowns on them in the third quarter, you're still terrified that it's going to happen because it can.
Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, but Dak is younger. I do think he is on the ascension, though. It's not like I think that he's a lost. Like when we talk about like Mariota, right? Yes. Like Mariota to me is what he is. I think Dak is on the ascension.
He has potential. Yep. I'm with you on that for sure. And it's not even. I'm not even trying to say I don't like him. I do like him, and I think he's a good dude. I think he's a good character, and I think he can get better for sure.